Hi, my name's Cameron Krause from the AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Matsuricon 2024 with my good pal, Mr. J. Michael Tatum.
Hi, it's good to be back.
Yeah, it's just been a year since you and I had the chance to sit down and have some giggles together.
Yeah, not nearly long enough. We love him. We love this guy. We love him. Love him so much. I gotta pick on him.
You do, actually. You're okay. Look
at this hat. Tell me it doesn't scream, pick on me.
Of all the VAs that have teased me the most, to give me the most joy to talk with, it's you and Snickers.
Ooh, Snickers. Now I'm hungry.
By the way,
Snickers, Sinterklaas, whatever we call him now. He's like the nice version of me. It's kind of funny. Like, he's the one who's had a Snickers, and I'm the one who's not me when I'm hungry.
Like Betty White in the commercial. Alrighty, jumping into the fun of everything. So we got Black Butler Season 5 has been produced with a large cardboard cutouts of yourselves.
Yes.
How's it with the fan response to it, and how much fun was it coming back to meet Sebastian?
Oh, so much fun, because it's been like 7 years since Book of Atlantic, which was the feature-length film, which was super fun. And, I mean, I guess we always knew in our heart of hearts Black Butler wasn't done. It's just too popular, and the manga was still going on. In fact, I think it's just been wrapping up recently, if I'm not mistaken. So we figured it would come back one day, but, man, it has never looked prettier. It's so beautiful. It's so, like, the production values are as high as they've ever been. And, like, I'm obsessed with Sebastian's eyelashes. Like, they go on forever. I can't stop looking. Every time he blinks, I'm like, oh. But it's super fun. It's super fun. And it's such an easy role to slip into because, I mean, I get a lot of practice at cons because Sebastian's, like, the number one request I get. So he's never, the voice is never very far away from the surface. So it's nice to finally get to go in the booth and, get paid for it.
Alrighty, and then another show that got a nice revival is Spice and Wolf. It's a retelling this time around. I loved it. I have the original series on Blu-ray DVD. So for me, who's going to come back into it and wants to buy the new one, how much fun will I have to hear the nice good old Tatum-Brina combo?
Man, so Brina's one of my dearest friends, and that show is kind of what brought us together. We'd known each other for a couple of years before that show, but working together on Spice and Wolf was really what solidified our friendship, and we've been friends now for 20 years. So close, in fact, that she's the officiant at mine and Brandon's wedding, and because she's who introduced me to my husband, So that's how. So our friendship extends off screen as well as on. But we always loved that series so much, and never got to finish it because the anime stopped after a couple of seasons, and we're like, man, that happens all the time. But so years later, they reached out to us to do the audiobooks. And I think we're up to like volume 11 or something now. And they've been really fun. And we don't usually do audiobooks, but we love that story so much that we were like, we got to come back just to kind of get to revisit these characters. And then the reboot. So I don't know what the universe was trying to tell us, but it was like definitely in the cards. And we are so stoked. It's nice to come back to two characters that we love so much, but now we have so much more to bring to the table as actors, as people, because of our life experiences. Brina relates more to Holo now than she ever has, and her original performance was flawless, but now she's even more, just like what she brings is so much, just 10 times anything I've seen her do before, and that is saying something because she's an amazing actor. And it's so great. It's so much fun. We love it. It's just a big, warm, fuzzy feeling to get to do it and to be considered, because we were worried that we'd be recast. I mean, it happens all the time, and if you're going to do it, a reboot is the time to do it. So we're like, I wouldn't have been mad about it. It would have been disappointing, but so it's really nice to know that, we still got it in us, and that the studio still want us to be those characters. And it's such an honor. It's such a gift. I love it.
I mean, like I said, I have to get out there and get it and buy it. So now, jumping into the video game of 2024, because this is John's baby questions here. Yep. We're going to jump into Final Fantasy VII. Oh my God. Yes. Rebirth, you playing Sid. So going into it, what experience did you have with Final Fantasy before you had the audition? Question part 1.
Oh, I have been following that franchise since '87. I mean, it has just been part of my childhood. It's been around, and I'm not a big gamer, but those are some of the games I would always focus on and put my time to because they're just epic. There's nothing in the world like Final Fantasy, and so it's been with me for a long time.
Did you play 7 before this?
Yes.
Then
many moons ago.
Do you know friends that play the game?
Quite a few.
Did you just know about the role, but did you know about the game before landing the role?
Oh yeah.
On to question 5. What were your first?
You're hitting me with gotcha questions. I know it.
What were your first thoughts going through your head when you were contracted and were told you were going to play role of Sid?
It's okay. We got the auditions from our agent, and I looked through and I was like, I gotta read for this. And I looked at Sid and I thought, okay, well, we'll give it a shot. I never in a million years thought I was going to get it, but I'm like, well, I'm sure as hell going to audition because I'm not. I got just for the story. So I sent in my audition, but that attitude kind of freed me up to be kind of over the top and crazy. And I thought, okay, I'm going to do a very particular voice because they are looking for a certain sound. And I'm like, what the hell, I'll go up to 11, and I did. And I was like, I'm never going to get it, but by God, they'll remember that audition. And then a few weeks, however long it was, later they called and were like, we'd like to have you in for a callback, which is now, I'm in the running. They're thinking about me. Oh, God. So I came in and to the actual studio and did the audition in front of clients, which is super, super nerve-wracking. And then they loved it, and I got the part. And I was terrified.
Alrighty. Now, you've done a lot of many large roles in other series before, but was there any added pressure expectations in your mind when you went in for the Final Fantasy game knowing how much of a following it has?
I cannot remember in my 20-plus year career being more anxious about a role than I was with Sid. I've gotten to play some pretty awesome characters, and I've gotten to raise my flag on a number of really cool roles. But with Sid, the stakes were so high that I was like, okay, all right, this may be the end. This maybe it's But God, yeah, I felt like an 18-year-old auditioning on Broadway for the first time. It was crazy. I thought I was done with this, the nerves, after being this for so long, I was like, why am I nervous? But I was so nervous.
And then continuing it on, Sid now has a voice, obviously, as we talked about in Final Fantasy Rebirth, that fans are very happy with, obviously. Did the team have a certain way they wanted you to play him, the character, and did you have some ideas as well? And this comes from John humming the scene at the end.
Yeah. So when they sent out the audition specs, they had a very particular look or sound they were going for, and they wanted some regional dialect Southern. They were like, they wanted that to be one of the options on what you submitted. And I was like, okay. I had learned since moving to California from Texas, where I'm from, about 4 years ago, that being able to do a Texas accent is actually very, very exotic in SoCal. And it landed me so much work because they're like, hey, we need a soldier that happens to be from, El Paso. Can you do that? I'm like, oh, I gotcha. And so, yeah, I'm like, that's just it's not my natural accent, but it would have been the accent I had theater not conditioned it out of me. But everyone in my family has that accent. So for Sid, I was like, you know what? I'm going to call my dad, and I'm going to talk to Dad for a little while, and I'm going to steal his voice. And I did. And so when I auditioned, I auditioned with my dad's voice. Me doing I dare say a dead-on impression of my father. And they loved it. So when I came in and gave them the audition, they were like, oh my God, that's so authentic. And I'm like, I mean, it is. That's my family's, that's how we talk. And so it was really cool. My brother has since heard my performance, and he's like, are you giving Dad royalties? Because that's... And I'm like, no, I'm not. Please don't tell him. Thank God my father's not a gamer, or I probably owe him some money. But yeah, so that is my father's voice. So Sid, in many ways, Sid is a lot like my dad. They have very similar personalities, so it just made sense. And so Sid, in some ways, is kind of an homage to my father.
Well, we love you, Mr. Tatum.
Thanks, Dad.
So something new with Sid that was added into this is that Sid now has a connection to Aerith and Aerith's mother. Did the team have a certain direction they were going with the interaction between the characters and strengthening the bonds between them? Especially because Aerith's mother. Now you get to interact with Aerith and the rest of the party. So how was it like building that connection?
It was really sweet. I mean, the writers really focused on just giving Sid a couple of little vulnerable moments just here and there where he kind of toned down to observe how sad he was, or like, that's a shame kind of thing. And little moments like that were so heartbreakingly wonderful, and I love it. But it gave everyone more of a range because they're dealing with, a wider context now that where grief is allowed to kind of be. And It's so nice. I can't stress enough how much fun it is to record on this franchise with the team we're working with, because they will let you play and be like, let you be vulnerable, let you really get your hooks into the role and act. And it's just wonderful. It's a dream to work on this kind of stuff because he just makes you feel like an actor.
Just watching your face right now with the passion you have for it, I'm like, this role has made you such a better actor.
Thank you. I love Sid so much. I freaking love.
I can see it so much in your face.
True story too, by the way. So since landing the role of Sid, I've had the best travel luck. Do you remember for like 3 freaking years in a row, every delay, everything happened, and since landing Sid, smooth sailing.
Alrighty, and speaking,
he's become my Saint Christopher. Yeah.
Speaking of, last question on Final Fantasy VII. We promise. The remake. Do you hope that Sid A will probably visit Rocket Town?
Yes.
Are you looking forward to going back to the studio for Sid? And what ideas are you going with him forward?
Oh my God. Yes. I haven't given any thought. I just whatever they throw at me, I love being able to just all right, let's see where they go. So I go in. I don't want to say I'm unprepared, but my way of preparing for a session is to just be kind of empty and zen-like, so I can go in and just let the director's vision. I'm a vessel, so to speak, for their vision. But it's so much fun to go in, and any line they give you, especially because you're kind of putting on a voice that's not your normal voice, they'll be like, "Can we try this line? Can we?" They'll sometimes rewrite something in the booth because they just want to kind of hear what you can do with it in that accent. And so I would love to curse more. I would love to get in a few goddams, or whatever. It's just so dad. But really anything they want to do with Sid, I'm game for.
Alrighty, and
yeah, is Kirk your director?
Kirk, yes.
Man, I do. Yeah, Kirk is so much fun to work with. He's so complimentary, and it's like, I can, with the way we're positioned in the booth, I can see him. He kind of stands where you're standing now in a way, and so he'll kind of, look at you, and as you're in the booth saying, well, or whatever, he's kind of out there, kind of almost conducting you, and it's you just feel the energy beams. And he's just such a sweet guy. And then, the engineer, our guy Justin is so great too. It's really fun. It's a great studio. It's it's the perfect storm of everything working, where the writers are amazing. The clients are so giving and gracious. The content is wonderful. The directors, the crew, everything works. Well, and you guys who are playing the games are giving it so much love, and that it just, it's so, sorry, not Cameron, but you, John, or, you specifically, are giving it so much love, and we feel it, it's finished, give me this. So thank you.
This is why we have so much fun with Tatum on camera. So I'm going to bring up a real personal thing real quick that was fun for me recently. Was I had bought unintentionally Space Dandy Season 2, thinking that that there was a continuation for some weird reason. So I had already bought the complete collection. Okay. So I went back and rewatched all of the collection, thinking that I needed to rewatch to see that.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, the reason I rewatched it was because of that, but I remembered that it's already been 10 plus years. Yeah. That was the first ever simuldub on television, simuldub of any anime in the world. Yes. I'm going to ask you real quick, being Dr. Gel was probably one of my favorite things that I've ever seen you do, because he's brilliant, he's chaotic, he's messy, he's funny, and yet deep down he's got a good heart and he's a good person. If you could go...
Wait, are we watching the same show?
If you could go back and redo Dr. Gel, would you want to do him?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want to redo it because I think what's there is great, but if I had it all over to do it again, just for the fun of getting back in the booth and getting those lines and getting to work with Joel McDonnell and Ian and everyone else, we had such a ball. Yeah, we had such a ball. God, it doesn't seem like it's been 11 years. Yeah, but it has. It's crazy. But yeah, I would do that again in a heartbeat. Yeah.
I rewatched it within the last month, so that's why.
No other reason, just to see, B, pop that collar.
Yeah, at the very end.
Micah, that son of a bitch. He was so great, though. He was so great. I love that guy. Yeah, I would absolutely would.
Now I know that you never can give me a straight answer on this question.
Well, no, because I'm gay, you idiot.
Ash over here is breaking up. Okay, quick question. I know that you can't answer it all the time, but do you have any projects you want to shout out past Final Fantasy?
So many, but I can't.
That's what I figured. And of course, we obviously know we can't follow you 100% on social media, but we usually get Brandon will tell us everything you're involved in, right?
Yeah. Follow my husband. He knows what I'm doing.
See, this is why I know you too well.
Yeah, I'm like Christopher Walken on set. I just have a cat bell so people can find me, but I'm just not on. I don't know. I'm a boomer. What are you going to do?
And real quick, what do you want to say to all the fans that have been watching us be just total goofballs for the last 45 seconds?
I'm so sorry, but thank you. Oh, you mean people here watching? My God. I know they probably looking at us. They probably think it's the Antiques Roadshow. It's the hat. Thank you guys so much. It's such a joy to do this, and like every time we get to kind of breathe life into a character that you guys support, it really validates everything we do. And so thank you. Like I've said 100 freaking times, if it weren't for you guys, we voice actors would just be weirdos doing funny voices in padded rooms. So thank you.
Tatum, I love having you. Thank you so much again.
It's always a pleasure, brother.